Good afternoon everybody and welcome to the stream. I'm Robert from the El Magnifico Games channel and today we are going to continue with a playthrough of King's Quest IV. So she's sitting down, I didn't know she'd do that. That's obviously an idle animation. What was I thinking? The story so far. So this is Princess Rosella, daughter of King Graham. King Graham is dying, and Rosella happened... Why was she in the throne room in the first place? I've actually forgotten the reasoning for that. I remember her being at King Graham's deathbed, though he hadn't quite died yet. Sick bed, I suppose I mean. But she went to the throne room, and then suddenly the magic mirror that tells the future lit up, and she was speaking to somebody who has been introduced to us subsequently as the good fairy Genesta. Whether we believe that or not, I don't know. I feel the story in this game tends to be quite morally black and white, so she probably is, as described, a good fairy. Anyway, Genesta explained the situation as there's a magic fruit in the land that she's from that can restore people to health. In fact, I'm not even sure she said it would restore people to health, but that's what Rosella read into it. But Genesta herself had a magic talisman stolen from her by the evil witch Lolotte, and was going to die unless it was returned. And so the implication was, I'll teleport you to my land, you deal with the witch situation, and I'll make sure you get the magic fruit for your father. Which is all very well and good. We do actually already have the fruit, but we haven't dealt with the witch situation, nor do we have a way home currently. So that's where we are. In an unfortunate twist of fate, we found ourselves being strong-armed into working for the evil witch. I don't think the evil witch currently is aware of who Rosella is, or if she is aware, she's keeping that those cards close to her chest. But it seems that the evil witch's son, I think it is, has wants to help Rosella, because when she was first captured, I think they were just going to kill her, leave her in a dungeon cell till she starved to death. But this is basically the arrangement is, you do what I want and I'll let you live. So that's where we found ourselves. Not very close to actually... Oh, I just saw the flying bat creatures that serve Lolotte in the distance. Not an ideal situation to find ourselves in. We don't feel all that close to actually getting the magic talisman, but that's where we are. And our current objective, that is the last thing we were asked to do, was retrieve something from the ogre's house, I think it was, or troll's house. Oh yeah, it was a hen that lays golden eggs. Good thing I wrote that down. And so that's what we need to figure out how we can do. What we've got in terms of inventory: a silver flute, a lantern, a gold ball, a peacock feather, a small crown, cupid's bow, shovel, fishing pole, board, magic fruit, silver whistle, and a glass bottle. Hey Chopfagano, lovely to see you. How are you today? I don't remember precisely where the ogre's house was, but I do have a rough recollection. I also have a map. Yeah, it's here. I was going to say, I do also have a map, so there's not much danger that I won't be able to find where we want to go. Just it's slightly easier if I can. It's slightly quicker if I can remember off the top of my head. Oh, it seems you'll discover your roots, Rosella. We're dead. Well, that's suboptimal. You're fine? That's good to know. This might sound a bit silly, but the game, when I was booting this up, the game seemed quieter than I remember. I don't mean the volume was lower, like, I don't think for some reason, I don't think it properly registered with me last week just how few sound effects this game has. Like when we died there, not a peep. Right, the ogre wife was on screen there, so that was no good. I'm pretty sure this is one of those RNG situations where we just need to keep reloading the same scenes till we get what we need. Watch out, a very unfriendly bulldog rushes towards you. Shoot bow. You can't do that now. Shoot bow? Yeah, still can't do it. What happens if the bulldog does actually get to me? Is that as bad for us as it seems like? Yes. Wow. Worse. You weren't fast enough, Rosetta. You were nothing but a bite-sized morsel for that big dog. Hang on. This is quieter, isn't it? Surely there was music when we died. I mean, it's got sound effects volume and everything. I don't know. And it played music when I booted the game up, so I don't think it's like the game is muted or anything. Perhaps it is just my imagination. So what are we going to do about the dog? Silver flute, lantern, gold ball. Throw the ball. Hey Omaha, lovely to see you. Throw gold ball. That would not accomplish anything, would it not? I was hoping the dog would chase it. With a small crown with Cupid's bow. How are you, Omaha? Oh, let me give you a shout out. We have a fishing pole, a board, magic fruit, silver whistle. I could blow the whistle. I've forgotten what, if anything, we were using the whistle for. I'm thinking like a dog whistle, it might have some sort of effect. Tweet. Okay, that did not help. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. You're very welcome. I'm not quite sure why it hasn't shown up yet. Hey Cathwick, lovely to see you. Hold on, I'm going to investigate that. Why has Frosty not given you your shout out? Because they should have done. Have they changed their settings or something? It appears to be enabled, so far as I can tell. Yeah. Let's just try that a second time. Hang on, we did have that one day a while back where Frosty just stopped working, didn't they? Oh, there we go, it's working now. Omaha, a most intriguing streamer, appears to be an aficionado of diverse gaming experiences. The recent foray into Hollow Knight Silksong suggests a penchant for narrative-rich adventures, with a welcoming atmosphere and a penchant for discussion. One might find their streams quite engaging. Well, there we have it. They use their favourite word twice in the same paragraph. Hey Cathwick. Lovely to see you. How are you? Cathwick appears to be quite the connoisseur of FromSoft titles, having recently completed the first run of Dark Souls Dark Souls and is now delving into Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. They seem to be enjoying the journey despite the occasional deaths galore. Perhaps the surprise they mentioned is related to their upcoming streams? How are you getting on with Dark Souls 2 also? What do I do about the dog? The only thing I can think is there some item that I haven't picked up yet that I do have access to? Which is possible, but how would I know? I mean, it would presumably have to be in a location that I haven't been yet. I suppose that's not absolutely for certain. It is possible I missed an item in an area, but I feel like it's more likely that other parts of the world have changed. I mean, I could have a bit of an explore. Just check the locations we've already been. And see if they've changed. Because that area changed. We used to not be able to get into the house at all. How are you, Cathwick? Oops. Deary me. Oh dear. Nothing's changed here. The other location... See, I'm trying to think, like, if I'm trying to get past a dog, what sort of item might I be looking for? And the only thing I can think is maybe a bone? But for a bone, I'd need a skeleton. Wait, I do have a shovel, don't I? I do. That's a bit of a dark thought. Grave robbing. I was actually heading in the direction of the graveyard anyway. Not that I should check my map and see exactly where it is. Oh my goodness. I'm bad at this. Because there is that spooky house that I feel like we never fully explored. Which might be worth checking again. Right, let me grab the map. Where's the map? There's the map. Right, that's where we want to go. But where are we now? We're there. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, we're actually... Well, I was going to say if I'm not mistaken, we're actually super close to where we want to be, but I suppose, on the other hand, the map's mercifully small in this game, so we're always likely to be close to wherever we want to be. What was in here? Oh, that was the dwarf's house, wasn't it? And there's the house that I was describing as the haunted house. I say haunted house. We've not actually seen any ghosts there, so... It's just... It's a rundown old castle-like house. It has that general atmosphere about it. Read tombstone. I plant these shrubs upon your grave, dear wife, that something on this spot may boast of life. Shrubs must wither, and all earth must rot. Shrubs may revive, but you, thank heaven, will not. Charming. Read tombstone. Lord Coningsby, 1559 to 1628, sleepeth here in peace, an honourable man, a valiant soldier, he served his country well. I hate to do it. You don't know what to dig for yet. Okay, so I'm not digging up bones, at least, in that fashion. Any ideas, chat? So I'm trying to get past that dog. It's possible I already have the items I need, but if so, I'm not sure which item I'm supposed to use and how. I'd be surprised if there's a solution that doesn't involve using an item. And I'm currently just checking the areas we've been before to see if anything's opened up. Hello Rob, how are you? Why is your model opacity reduced? Oh, I do that so that people can see behind. So the model isn't actually covering up parts of the game world. The problem is, what happens if something really crucial happens in the bottom right? Because I've not played this game before. I don't know. So I always have the model opacity turned down a bit. The downside to that is I look like a ghost, which isn't intended, or rather it isn't the point, it's not the effect I'm going for. But unless I get an overlay set up and actually reduce the area that the game world takes up, then unfortunately this is the best solution I've got. The ask me about my autism little logo thing, that's also slightly translucent. Oh, I see. It seemed more reduced than in the previous stream, so I thought it's a different reason. It shouldn't be. It will make a big difference how bright whatever is behind it is, though. Because with the way the opacity works, if, for example, we had a perfectly black background, the model itself would look like it's not translucent. It would just look a bit dark, which is what you'd expect. But then the brighter the colours, the more they then influence the pixels that are displayed. Meaning, when I'm playing this might sound really obvious, but it has a very real effect. That is, when I play games which are particularly bright in colour, the model looks a lot more translucent. Like, you can see the difference. That's interesting. There's like a little pixel down there. A little orange pixel that I don't think is supposed to be there. Which you may or may not be able to see, because my model is literally over it. Yeah, you can see it just. Oh, I guess that was an accident that the game developers introduced, probably. Let's try moving the painting. That is not clear. Okay. Thank you for explaining. Very true. Thank you for explaining. You're very welcome. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you as always. An interesting portrait of a young girl hangs above the fireplace. You gaze at it intently and notice that her eyes seem to stare at the left wall of the parlour. Oh yeah, and we opened up that area. But all that was up there was a pipe organ, which is, you know, like, great. We've found a pipe organ, which is presumably going to be useful for solving a puzzle. But when I asked Rosella, the character, to play the pipe organ, she did, which shows she can play the pipe organ. She's very talented musically. So far, she's managed to play a lute, a pipe organ, and a flute, which is quite a range. But it didn't do anything. So presumably we're supposed to play something specific, which we haven't yet found. Take painting. The portrait is firmly attached to the wall. Really? Is that not unusual? Don't paintings usually hang? I feel like having a painting firmly attached to a wall is a bit unusual. Isn't that chandelier a bit low? Then again, I mean, a bit low for what? They do have the table right underneath it, so it's not like people are likely to hit their head on it, since they're unlikely to be standing on the table. And I suppose that makes it easier to light. Wait. There was something up with that mirror. Oh, that was just us. Interesting. Nice attention to detail there, that the game developers bothered to put in the reflection. I don't know. I'm not... I haven't searched everywhere, but... I don't know, I just don't see... I just don't see how... I don't see... there's nowhere that looks to me like likely candidates for places where we might find something to get past a dog. And... oh, we've been grabbed. And I don't see how we can get past the dog with our current items. My only thing is that one square that I never got to explore. Hold on, I'm just checking my map again. Right, I've checked where we are. My only thought is, as previously, as we'd previously talked about in the last King's Quest stream, I wonder if we can get past the trees to that one square I've not been able to explore yet on the map. There's like literally one area we've never been. Because I've never managed to get past all the trees. Specifically the area that is directly to the right from here. We've never managed to get to it. And there's two possible paths. We could either try and go right from here, or we could go south, right, and then north. Hey Mama Bear, lovely to see you. How are you today? We've made it to Friday, y'all. You're amazing. Your community's amazing, and I'm so grateful to be here cheering you on, even though I'm working and lurking. I'm sending a flood of hype, love, and positivity into your stream today. I'm wishing you an absolutely incredible stream. Support is the fuel that turns today's dreams into tomorrow's victories. That's a lovely thing to say, thank you. It's a pleasure to see you as always. I always enjoy reading your messages. I hope today isn't work today isn't too onerous. I hope you get through it reasonably comfortably, if not pleasantly. Well, we were grabbed by something. That looked a lot more doable than I had previously thought, though. Right. See, the thing is, knowing this game, I don't think it's implausible that they expect me to just trial and error this. In fact, so much so that once I get past the next two trees, assuming I do, yeah, I have, I might actually save it here so that we can just focus on that one last little bit. I mean, it's always possible that actually I need an item to get past here. But it's always possible that I don't. A most pleasant afternoon to you all. It's heartening to observe such a welcoming atmosphere here in Tamir. Robert, I trust the perils of Rosella are not proving too formidable for you thus far. Tamir? Is that where we were transported to? We obviously came from Daventry. It's possible that's true and I've just forgotten. But it's also possible we weren't told that. Oh wow. Yeah, that tree grabs you from a long way away. Oops. The trees seem perilous so far. They do indeed. It's lovely to meet you, Radpet. How are you? I'm not convinced there is a way through that way specifically, which is okay, because as I did previously indicate, there are two routes we could try. Oh dear. I'll be honest, I don't know if you can get through the trees without a key item. Okay, there is a key item then. Right. As I previously said, the thing that I'm really trying to do is get past the bulldog in the house. I just don't know how to do it. I don't think I have the item I need to do it, but I don't know where I should be looking. That's why I was trying to get to an area I hadn't been yet. This is post-whale. And this is my inventory. Silver flute, lantern, gold ball, peacock feather, small crown, cupid's bow, shovel, fishing pole, board, magic fruit, silver whistle and glass bottle. Oh, I forgot there was this area over here. There's like a whole door over there we weren't able to open before. There's always a slim possibility that it's opened up. So this is just after going to Lolotte and handing her, what did we hand her? The unicorn, wasn't it? And we've been asked to go after the golden hen. Find bones? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We do have a shovel, and I did actually try digging up a grave. Which I wasn't happy about, but, you know, adventure games are adventure games. So I thought it was worth a go. Didn't work. And unless it's like a specific grave I'm supposed to dig up, that doesn't appear to be the solution. A chainsaw would be very useful, but it might hurt the tree's feelings. Okay, they grabbed me. I'm wondering if it's some sort of herbicide that I'm supposed to put down. Either that or like a cloak of invisibility. Yeah, you're not going to let me through, are you? Wow, we just jumped from that side to that side. Yeah, I'm leaning towards we can't go through here. Nope. Alright, that's fine. Just means we're back to the drawing board. So like I say, I have been tasked with getting a golden hen from the inside of this house. This house is guarded by, if I just demonstrate quickly, this massive black bulldog that will eat us. I need a way past it. That is like, that is the puzzle we are stuck on. With my current equipment, it's not clear how I would do that. I did try throwing the golden ball and seeing if the dog would chase it, but that didn't work. I could put the small crown on and turn into a frog. I feel like that's just going to make the situation worse, though. Wear crown. That's not a good idea now. You're on the right track. I was? With trying to get through the trees? No. On with your idea about a bone. Okay. Could be a steak. Something like that. Oops. We were caught. Uh-oh. And we were caught. With the timing there, I feel like we probably must have got caught in some terrain. But because we were behind a tree, I couldn't see that. Dogs respond to high-pitched sounds. I did try the whistle. And it didn't work. That was an idea I had. Thank you for the suggestion, though. May I ask, are you familiar with this game, Red Pet? Is this your first time seeing it? Maybe I should do a cursory search of the house again. I did the downstairs just a moment ago. I don't really want to climb back up to the pipe organ. I feel like if there was anything significant in that room, I'd have remembered. But it might be worth checking these two rooms quickly to see if there's any bones. Hello? Why can I not enter? There we go, I had to go in diagonally. I've never played this game. I have played King Quest 1 and 6. Oh, wonderful. Then you're an ideal viewer then, since you can actually help me out. I don't like to just be told the solutions to puzzles by people that have played the game before. Sometimes I will ask for hints if I'm stuck, but I do quite like to play along with chat if chat isn't familiar with the game. If they don't know the solutions and just like me they're trying to solve the puzzles for the first time. Let me know if you want hints or nudges, otherwise I'll let you cook. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting pretty close to asking for a hint. It's possible I'm at a slight disadvantage because I didn't... because I played... Hang on. There was a skeleton in the whale, wasn't there? There was. Don't tell me I was supposed to take one of the bones. I don't like to tell solutions. Puzzles are just challenging. Take bottle. This is a while back. Not that far. A little while back. There's nothing of importance with the skeleton. The skeleton of an unlucky man. Let's call him James. Rests atop the wreckage of a small boat. Take James's bones. Pick up bone. Now the game won't let me. I'm kind of happy about that. It wouldn't have been the end of the world if I'd had to have gone back that far. But it would have been a slight nuisance. It would have taken me 5-10 minutes to get back to here. Yeah, I think I'll ask for a hint. I really don't know. What was I going to say? Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure if I finished my thought from before. I was saying it's possible that I'm at a slight disadvantage because when I was playing this last time, of course, I had played it all in one day, and so the things that were in the world would have been more in the forefront of my mind. So if, for example, there was a skeleton in the world, other than the one in the whale we just observed, I would be far more likely to remember that last time than I am now. I don't know that that's the problem, though. The dwarves do have their soup, don't they? I don't think we're going to be distracting the dog with soup. There are various small forest animals around, birds. Have we seen any forest animals other than birds? Any squirrels? I don't remember. But, what is that red over there? Look at logs. You see nothing special. Why is it red then? Look through window. You peek through the window, but can make out no details. Yep, could I have a hint, Omaha? Or a nudge? One or the other. The window must be dirty. That must be it. Hang on. I think earlier I said shoot bow. But maybe the game got confused and what I actually should have written down was shoot dog. There are bones in a place you've already been, perhaps discarded by something that ate people and then discarded them. Okay, so that does sound like it is a problem with my not remembering from last week. I'm trying to think, what creatures did we encounter where that could even be the case? I remember the trolls in the cave. That's a likely candidate. That feels like the only candidate. Hold on, I probably have a save from back then. Oh, it's unlikely to be the troll caves actually, because it's so dark. I wouldn't have been able to see the bones if they were there. What other creatures? I mean, there's the troll themselves. But they just like appear on the screen here. They don't. Uh-oh. Well, that's unfortunate. What other creatures have I seen that might have eaten a person? Might conceivably have done that. There's the shark, but that doesn't help because they're in the water. Any bones, if there were any, would have sunk. And I don't think I can dive down. Do I know that? That might be worth checking. Thrown to the dog? Possibly. I think it's more likely that they cooked poor Rosella up. Oh dear. This is the daughter of King Graham, incidentally, if you weren't familiar. I don't know if you'd have encountered that in King's Quest 6 or not. How is the pool water so clean? I know! It's pretty impressive. They must have some... they must work hard to maintain it. You're already swimming. Right, so we can't dive in the water. So we can forget the idea of us getting any bones from people that had been eaten by the shark. Let me double check the troll spot, because we're bound to have a save from back there. You can see once you're actually exploring the cave itself, there's very little chance that I would have seen bones that were in there. But there might be bones here. There. Look at bones. You see a pile of bones by the cave entrance. Take bones. That's it. That's the solution. Okay. It was the troll cave then. Fortunately, that's not too bad, since I should still have fairly easy access to the troll cave even now. I just need to find it on my map. Right, and where am I? I'm there. So 2 down and then all to the right, I think? Or 2 to the north and then east all the way, I think, if I'm reading this correctly. King's Quest 4 was Prince... this is King's Quest 4. Is that supposed to be 6? King's Quest 6 was Prince Alexander, the son of King Graham. Yes, King's Quest 3 was as well. Maybe something in the island? That was a very good guess. I had considered that. The reason I thought that was unlikely is because... Oh, it depends which island. There's 2 islands you could be talking about. There's the island where the good fairy Genesta lives. And I thought it was unlikely her island would just have bones lying around. There was also the desert island, which I briefly considered, but that place, I distinctly recall, we searched and searched and searched because I couldn't find the stuff that we needed to find on that island at first. So I was pretty sure there wasn't like a skeleton there. Classic Sierra, blink and you miss it. Yep. Interesting that they deposit the bones by the light. They seem to, these creatures, whatever they are, seem to very much prefer the dark. And yet, when they had eaten those people and deposited the bones, they put it right next to the bright entrance. Well, progress is progress. It would have been slightly more efficient had I realised that when we first went through the cave system, thus saving us a bit of time. Oh yes, for those that aren't familiar, King's Quest 4 is, I am told, on a timer. So I have a limited amount of time to complete the game. Otherwise I'm going to have to go back and do it all again, faster. Which isn't a mechanic I'm particularly a fan of, but it is what it is. We good? I think we're good. Right, I should be able to get into the house now. Open door. Throw bone. It's too late for that, Rosella. No! on, just want to check something. I definitely haven't muted this game, have I? No. It's so quiet. Throw bone. Yes! Quickly, you toss the bone to the big dog, who catches it mid-air. Happy with his surprise gift, he takes it to his favourite rug, lies down and begins to gnaw at it. He seems to have completely forgotten about you. Wow, that's a bit of luck. I can finally search this place. This isn't the most cosy looking living room you've ever seen. In fact, the ogre's house looks almost frightening. I would say though, given that they seem to be introduced as a bunch of savage ogres, they do have quite a lot. It is quite a homely place, isn't it? Like, they've got tables and chairs, candlestick. Well played, thank you. I didn't necessarily mean walk straight in there, but still. Where am I? You found yourself inside the ogre's small closet. For a closet, it's surprisingly empty. You notice a large keyhole under the doorknob of the closet door. Look through keyhole. You hear the ogre in the house. Look through keyhole. The ogre roars. Fee, fi, fo, fub. I smell the blood of her. Quiet, you old goat, interrupts the ogress. That's just a deer you smell. You know how you get when you're hungry. Here, eat. Wife, shouts the ogre, bring me my hen. Lay, orders the ogre. With excitement, you watch the hen lay a golden egg, which the ogre takes. He yawns and falls asleep on the table. Soon, his snoring rattles the walls. There is a slight problem here, in that I didn't get to properly search the place, and knowing Sierra, there may well be other important items here. You see the ogre sleeping at the table. You'd better be really quiet. Let's sneak up the stairs. Hang on, no. Better idea. Let's save, then sneak up the stairs and see what, if anything, we can find. Padded chairs too, they are. I'm guessing the ogress may well be in the other downstairs rooms, which is why I've not gone there yet. Look. You have entered the ogre's upstairs bedroom, where a huge bed dominates the place. In the left wall you notice a closed door. Against the right wall leans the ogre's axe. I mean, it would be rude not to. Is that another axe? Take axe. Oh. Oh, that's not an axe. That's something else. Take axe. What is that? Look at drawers. You must hold the ogre and ogress's clothes. I wonder what that's supposed to be then. We have curtains of a sort, a bit raggedy. A rug. I can't open the door is locked. This is probably going to make more noise than I would like, but use axe on door. What do you want to do with the axe? Okay, okay. This hasn't gone too badly, all things considered. Oh, and we're exactly halfway through the game. How has she not seen me? You smell something horrible cooking on the stove in the ogre's kitchen. As a matter of fact, you get the feeling that this is not a safe place to be. The ogress sees you. You'd better run, and she's like to have you for dinner. No. Poor Rosella. Looks like you'll join the deer in the stew pot tonight. Pet dog. I think that's a terrible idea, but okay. Pet dog. Not this dog. Does the ogre have keys on them? The terrible ogre is asleep at the table, snoring loudly. Look at keys. You see nothing special. I wonder why the door from their bedroom is locked. It seems a bit odd, no? Their front door wasn't locked. But there's a room upstairs that is locked. Well, I think we've done everything we can from here. Squawk, squawk. Oh, the hen has... Uh-oh, time to go. Open door. Nope. Now you've gone and done it. The vicious ogre grabs you and drags you toward the kitchen. As to what happens in the kitchen, let's just say that you are cordially invited to bee dinner. Hopefully there were no essential items that I missed there that I can't go back for later. I'd better be quick about this. I don't particularly want to get hunted down by that ogre. Indeed, Radpet7, the trees do seem rather formidable. Omaha's suggestion regarding a key item appears most pertinent to navigating these obstacles. One hopes Rosella can find a suitable solution. Oh! Lolotte's goons! Off we go again. This appears to be the preferred form of transport in this part of the world. What a good girl you are, Lolotte gushes. I really ought to give you your reward right now. She pauses and you wonder what she's up to. Lolotte goes on to say, but I have just the tiniest bit of doubt left. If you do just one more thing for me, I'll be completely convinced of your innocence and you'll receive a wonderful reward. Somehow you don't quite believe her. I want to have Pandora's box. It said that whoever owns it would be in possession of the purest evil. Lolotte's red eyes glow as she exclaims, with the power and evil of Pandora's box, I would be unstoppable. Your terror returns as you realise what an evil being Lolotte really is. You wonder if you should be helping her in this way, but what can you do about it? Nothing. Right now. Oh look, there's that raven. Must be Lolotte's. I don't know the whereabouts of Pandora's box, Lolotte tells you. You must search for it yourself. Again, she orders her henchman to take her away. Could I have picked it up already if I had known where to look, I wonder? I wonder if there's like a different cutscene where I already have it. Well, this is suboptimal, isn't it? I have no clue where to look. Not a single lead. Looks like it's time for another ad break. So I'll still be here to talk to if you don't get ads or if you come back from the ads early. But we'll continue the game in 3 minutes. So see you then. Sticking through these ad breaks supports the stream, thank you, stay tuned. Now a verse from our collective tale, in El Magnifico's retro quest, chats abuzz with hints and jest. Windows dirty, bones in sight, pools clean water, a puzzling plight. Prince Alexander's tale unfolds, Sierra's tricks, as chat foretold. Padded chairs and dogs at play, in this kingdom where we slay. Join the Discord, safe and sound, in King's Quest IV, adventures found. I don't think... Have we slayed anything yet in the game? I'm not sure we have. We tickled a whale's uvula. That's not quite the same as slaying something. We hypnotised a snake. But again, that's not the same as slaying something. Pandora's box. What am I supposed to do with that? The only thing I can think is maybe the tomb. The one with the locked door. Maybe that's open now? The one with the big lion statue above it. But I don't think there's any association between Pandora and lions, so that's very much guesswork. Definitely helping the super evil character isn't the best way to advance. Well, you say that, but I'm not sure I have any choice in the matter. These old adventure games tended not to have multiple routes through them. Like, if you recall, the adventure game we played before King's Quest was Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, and it was considered a major selling point and remarkable at the time that it had 3 different routes through the game. That was like 10 years later, at least 10 years later. Actually, I'd have to check the date. It's possible it wasn't quite 10 years later from King's Quest IV, which is the one we're on now. But still, I'm sure you get the idea. I genuinely don't think I have a choice. I suspect that's just how the story's written. Hang on, I have an axe. I can cut through those trees. Presumably now. And what's the betting that Pandora's box is on the other side of the evil enchanted forest? Welcome back from the ad breaks. I don't want to count my chickens before they've hatched, but I think I might have just solved it. It occurred to me that with the ogre's axe I can presumably cut down trees, like those trees that keep grabbing us, and if we're looking for Pandora's box, what's the betting it's on the other side of an evil enchanted forest? It would sort of make thematic sense. You know, in the sense that the Pandora's box contains all the evils of the world, so what happens if they start seeping out? Maybe it causes trees to come to life and kill people. Oh, no. There is a slight problem. How do I get close enough to a tree to chop it? Chop tree. The trees tremble at your might and are frightened by your axe, so they will not bother you further. Oh. Was it as easy as that? Jolly convenient if it is. It seems like it. Well, we've never been here before. And it's very notable that I couldn't have come here before I had access to the ogre's house. I didn't have access to the ogre's house until after I'd handed in the unicorn. But it's possible. But I could have come here before returning with the hens. With the hen. Okay. This is a dismal and dreary cave. Within it reside 3 one-eyed old witches. In the centre of the cave, over a hot fire, boils a foul-smelling brew inside a large black cauldron. Talk to witches. Even though the old hags are frightening, you decide to speak to them. They don't answer as they are mumbling and muttering among themselves, while peering through their glass eye at you. Do you intend me harm, ma'am? Oh. You knew you needed a hot bath, but not this hot. Well, that was upsetting to see. Well then. Let's go. So what do I do about that, There's no visual indicator that the trees are disabled, is there? So what do I do about these witches? A cave bearing a slight resemblance to a skull juts out from the craggy mountainside. Huge rocks block your exit to the north, and you're completely surrounded by those grabby trees. Nice situation, huh? Well, I assume the grabby trees aren't a problem because I have the axe. I assume. Didn't mean to do that. How do I pause? Guess pausing isn't a thing. Examine jars. You don't want them. Examine skull. You shiver at the sight of a human skull on the shelf. If she doesn't have the glass eye, how does she know where I am? Examine glass eye. The blind one-eyed hags peer at you through a glass eye. Take glass eye. You're not close enough. Take glass eye. How could I not be close enough? It was in their hand. Examine pot. That's not a bad idea. Examine pot. A greenish foul brew boils ominously within the cauldron. Ouch. Oh, they can grab me as well. Maybe there's something down this skull map. I could shoot them with Cupid's bow. Shoot witches. You can't do that now. So what did you mean by maybe there's something down this skull map? The only thing I can think I could try is swipe the skull. They're obviously very strong, since just one of them can manhandle me easily. Oh, does that one actually have the eye and the others aren't passing anything around at all? That's just an animation that's playing. That's a bit confusing if so, but... Take eye. Maybe not. You mean south from the Skull Cave? That just takes us back to another part of the Grabby Tree Forest. No, move! That was close. Take eye. You just managed to snatch the glass eye from the grasp of the old witches. Now they are totally blind and helpless. There we go. Helmag. Take skull. You don't need it. Talk to witches. Give us back our eye, the old witches plead. Oh, that's even better. Now there's no threat at all. Talk to witches again. Your voice is drowned out by the wails of the three ugly hags as they beg for the return of their eye. What do I do with this situation? This is a dismal and dreary cave. Within it reside three one-eyed witches. In the centre of the cave, over a hot fire, boils a foul-smelling brew inside a large black cauldron. Perhaps they're trade for something. That's what I was thinking, but how do I... If I can't even speak to them... Can I ask about something? Ask about Pandora's box. Oops. Well, it didn't like the word ask. Witches are evil, don't forget. Does looking around the room reveal objects? Look at jars. You don't want them. Look at skull. You shiver at the sight of a human skull on the shelf. Look at bottle. You don't want them. Look through eye. You attempt to look through the glass eye, but it doesn't help you at all. What if Pandora's box is in here and I just haven't seen it? You don't have it. Okay. Examine brew. The green brew looks disgusting and smells that way too. I'm probably gonna regret this. Ouch. Drink brew. You can't get the thought. Ouch. Okay. I don't know. I've got the witches at my mercy and I just don't know what to do with it. Give glass eye to the fairy queen. Maybe if I give the glass eye back to the witches. You toss the glass eye to the pleading witches. Ah, foolish girl, they shriek. Leave us be, or you'll flavour our brew. Talk to witches. You speak with the three ugly witches. They mutter to themselves, after which one controls. Come here, girl. We'll have something to give you for being such a nice girl and returning our eye. Talk to witches. Too late. Yeah, that didn't work well. If by the fairy queen you mean Janesta the good fairy, I could try it. But she was bedridden when we last saw her. And I don't think she was able to speak. I remember now, once you steal the eye, you need to give them time to think about it and come back. Oh, okay. As you re-enter the dismal cave, the three one-eyed witches throw something toward you, which lands on the ground. Here, take it, they cry. It'll ward off the undead. You'll need it. Now please give us back our eye. Give us back our eye, the old witches plead. You think about it. Look down. Look down. Black scarab. Take scarab. Examine scarab. Says it'll ward off the undead, which, don't get me wrong, sounds fantastic, but why? I don't remember an area that I couldn't get through due to undead. Throw eye into pot. You haven't met any undead yet. I mean, throwing the eye into the pot wouldn't achieve anything, it would just be mean. All they'd have to do is take the pot off the fire and wait a few hours for it to cool down enough that they could reach in there. As you enter the dismal cave, the three one-eyed witches plead, "Please, give us back our eye! Give us back our eye!" Yeah, okay, so I can come back and do that whenever I want. So there's no reason to give it back right now. Like a heavy blanket, darkness enfolds you. Hang on, is this because of how long I've been playing the game? Or was this scripted to happen at this point if not enough time had passed? Because it's quite a coincidence if it just happened to turn to night now. It is night. I'm tempted to go back to that house, the one that looked haunted at night. I think it's kind of both. I never knew for sure. It does seem like a bit of a coincidence though, doesn't it? Like, I'm guessing the undead come out at night if I haven't encountered any yet. Although I'm not seeing any undead here. We now know who that raven works for. Maybe it's the way the game goes. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, hello there. How are you, sir? The terrifying zombie senses your obsidian scarab, but immediately retreats and goes back to whence it came. Good thing I have this scarab. Open door. The door is locked. I still don't have the key then. I mean, the most likely place for the key to be would be in the house. And I'm guessing at the bottom of the tomb is Pandora's box. Probably. Look at clock. An old grandfather clock sits in the corner. With each swing of its pendulum, time relentlessly marches on. What's that you hear? Why, it's the sound of a crying baby, and it's coming from upstairs. Wonderful. It's 9:09 PM. We could actually test that theory about the game having advanced time. I could just reload. Oh no, because I wouldn't be able to check what the time is unless I went into this house specifically. Never mind. I was going to check if the time was anything like 9 o'clock previously. Crying baby seems to be in here. Look at crib. The baby cradle rocks to and fro as the baby's voice wells from within. Rock cradle? The cradle is already rocking. Stop cradle. The game does not understand stop. Pick up baby. You reach your hand into the rocking cradle and feel around. There's nothing there but a strange coldness. A shiver runs down your spine as the unseen baby continues its incessant crying. Give gold ball to baby. Obviously, as the crying continues, the baby ghost isn't interested in it. thoughts? I assume I'm supposed to comfort the baby, but I don't know how. I mean, the game seems very intent on telling me that there's a crying baby. The old baby nursery must have once been a cheery place. Now, through neglect, cobwebs decorate the corners, wallpaper peels from the walls, and the dust covers the nursery furniture. Oh, tidy? Clean room? Tidy room. Examine drawers. Open drawers. Comfort baby. Play flute. That wouldn't be a good idea right now. Look at horse. Rock horse. Greetings, esteemed chat members. It is quite fascinating to follow the clever deductions being made regarding the game's predicaments, particularly considering the matter of the bones and the dog's disposition. I trust that our Magnifier Games is finding these challenges surmountable. Move horse. I tried this, didn't I, take baby? Axe, definitely. I don't know about that. Just having a quick check of the other rooms of the house. Because they might have changed. Or I might notice something I didn't notice before. That candle's lit. I mean, the obvious thing to consider would be whether the baby had a toy that they no longer have access to. But I'm not seeing any evidence of that. What great parents they are. Oh, you don't know what happened. Why is she not appearing? She's not climbing. There we go. I can't get her to climb. Ah! The controls are inverted for some reason. Well, that's suboptimal. I probably should at least go to the room with the baby again. There's a lot of faith in the structural integrity of those stairs going on, this is true. To be fair, it's things like the wallpaper and the mirrors that have, that are no longer in such great condition. There's no evidence of the actual structure of the house failing. The baby is presumably unlikely to be rocking itself, so maybe the mother is here. In ghost form. Hang on, I just had a thought that hadn't occurred to me. What if I look through the the glass eye while I'm in the room with the ghosts? Does that let me see them? Look through eye. You attempt to look through the glass eye, but it doesn't help you at all. That's a shame. That'd have been nice if that had worked. The only other thing I can think is go up the stairs and try and play the organ again. And maybe at night it will behave differently. Not gonna lie, that was a really cool idea with the eye. Thank you. Of course, the game may be assuming that I would have already returned the eye by now. I don't know. Ow. So when I press up here, up causes me to... Well, the controls invert at that point. At one point, up is going north, and then suddenly it's going south. So it's north here, and it's south here. Oh dear. We'll get it sooner or later. Presumably you can see why I saved the game at this section of stairs. Nearly. No, I thought I'd done it. There we go. We're back up. Play organ. Sit. Play organ. Nice little animation, this actually. Don't think it's done anything though. What a virtuoso you are, Rosella. I may need a hint. Oh dear. I do like the fact that they've added animations for only falling a very, very short distance. Considering the disarray of the rest of the house, this parlour looks in relatively good order. However, the fireplace is cold and unused, the bookshelves are almost bare, and the old furnishings are dusty. If I put the small crown on the ghost baby, would they turn into a frog? Presumably not. I may have to look up a hint online. Where do you think the ghost from this house might be today? I'm gonna be honest. I just looked up a hint online and it kinda spoiled it. Apparently I'm supposed to be putting things in graves. Maybe there's some useful items with them, wherever they may be hiding. Never mind then. Sorry about that. No, apologies for being away when you requested input. Well, that's not your fault. Here lies Newbury Will. His life was finished because he took ill, but none will miss him. He should have been wiser. It is his own fault for being such a miser. Here I lie with my 3 daughters who died drinking Cheltenham waters. If we had stuck to Epsom salt, we should not sleep in this cold vault. Here lies the body of Mary Ann Lauder. She burst while drinking Seldit's powder. I'm looking for the child's grave, because hopefully then I'd be able to identify who the rest of them were. To the ever-living memory of Hiram Bennett, baby son of Edward and Sarah Bennett, who by a sudden surprise fell asleep the 11th day of November 1553, aged 6 months. Oh, that is a sad one. So do I dig? Yes. Concerningly enough. You carefully dig a small hole at the poor baby's grave. What is this? You've uncovered a silver baby rattle. You bend down, pick it up, and carry it with you. All credit to Rosella, digging by hand is an arduous and painful task. This is true. I hope that was telling me about the baby again, otherwise I just skipped it. So I'm not putting things in graves, I'm taking things from graves and giving them to ghosts, apparently. Give rattle. You drop the silver rattle into the baby cradle. As you do so, the crying of the baby ghost and the rocking of the cradle cease. You breathe a big sigh of relief. Suddenly you hear a terrible rattling of chains from downstairs. The sound of loud moaning and the rattling of heavy chains disturbs you. Talk to ghost. The old miser's ghost loudly moans and groans drown out your attempted conversation. Oh, so the chains are a reference obviously to Ebenezer Scrooge. Or I suppose more specifically, Marley, his business partner. Jacob Marley. Ah, where have I ended up? Read Tombstone. Right, so dig here. Presumably it's money we dig up. You dig a small hole at the grave of the old miser. Aha, you found a bag of gold coins. So they did actually bury him with it. For some reason. You'd bend down, pick it up and carry it with you. If we were a less honourable individual and we just walked off with it and then used it as currency, does that mean that the ghost would never find peace? Ah, there they are. Give gold to ghost. You offer the bag of gold coins to the old miser ghost. He greedily snatches it from your hands and then promptly disappears. That's progress. The sound of sorrowful weeping floats down from upstairs. The sound of weeping fills the house. Oh, there was something in there. It just started materializing as we left. There we go. Talk to ghost. You try to comfort the lady ghost, but she doesn't respond. It seems as if she doesn't even know you're here, but she continues her deep sobbing. Look at ghost. You see the sad ghost of a beautiful young woman. She sits in a rocking chair and weeps as if her heart will break. Do I remember from last time we read a grave where a woman had lost her partner? They went to sea or something? There. Here lieth the body of Betty Cowden, who had lived longer, but she... Cowden. Sorrow and grief made her decay when she lost her lover at sea one day. So what are we going to find? Some sort of memento of his. It's nice that the zombies attacking us when we have the scarab doesn't interrupt the digging. Feed the Tall Boy. It's lovely to see you. How are you doing today? You carefully dig a small hole at the sad lady ghost's grave. Yeah, you found a lovely locket. You bend down, pick it up and carry it with you. Good, how are you? I'm surviving, thank you for asking. Oh, I should be shouting you out, shouldn't I? There we go. Feed the Tall Boy, a self-proclaimed tall and hungry individual, enjoys delving into the realms of horror and RPGs. Their recent venture into Hollow Knight Silksong marks a first foray into the title. They are known to be quite chatty during their streams, fostering an engaging atmosphere for viewers. How did that go? Did you play the original Hollow Knight? If you don't mind my asking. You're very welcome. You didn't. So how are you finding Silksong? Give locket to Ghost. You're not close enough. Give locket to Ghost. You hand the lovely locket to the distraught Ghost. The locket seems to make her very happy as she vanishes into thin air. Are you enjoying Silksong? I'm playing it myself. Only played it for an hour so far, but liking it so far. Oh goodness, you've barely scratched the surface then. I'm glad you're enjoying it so far though. What was that? A loud wailing sound comes from downstairs. Blimey. A lot of ghosts. I should probably save so we don't lose this progress. The sound of anguished wailing reaches you. Talk to Ghost. You say a few words to the wailing gentleman Ghost, but ignores you and continues his futile search. Look at Ghost. You have encountered the gentleman Ghost of the distinguished lord of the manor. He wails despondently as he seems to be looking for something he desperately wants. If that's not the if it's not the gentleman whose grave is here, I don't know whose that is. I don't know who that is. Read tombstone. Lord Coningsby, that was it. A valiant soldier, that might explain the missing leg. I hear it gets good. I'm looking forward to playing Hades 2 as well. I see. I'm sure they're both excellent games. I played the original Hollow Knight. I've not played Silksong, and I've not played any Hades game. It definitely has a point where it rapidly ramps up the excitement. You dig a small hole at the grave of the Lord of the Manor. Gotcha. You have found an impressive Medal of Honor. Isn't a Medal of Honor an American thing? I mean, we have all sorts of military medals in Britain as well, of course, but I thought the Medal of Honor was specifically the US military. Yeah, America. Sorry, American. Where's the ghost gone? Can they appear in different rooms? Apparently so. Give medal to Ghost. This is actually really kind of sad when you think about it. Imagine not being able to find peace in death because you didn't have your little bit of metal that signified that you had done something honourable. I mean, presumably you would have known what you'd done. Why do you need the little bit of metal, especially after you've died? You offer the Medal of Honor to the Wailing Ghost. He takes it from your hands with great reverence. Satisfied, he vanishes into thin air. Yeah, I I hope being super evil afterlife. I'm not sure I follow you there. A cute little boy ghost suddenly appears. He grins mischievously at you, begins to giggle, and runs from the room. I'll see if I can pop into stream, but I'll probably lurk for Silksong just to avoid spoilers. You hear naughty giggling as the little boy ghost runs from the room. I don't know who that is. Did I give Omaha a shout out earlier, or did I forget? I did. If I've forgotten anyone else, do let me know. Right, let's read a few more of these tombstones. Read tombstone. Oh, we've already read that one. Not that one. Reader here lies, but forbear to read more without a tear. One I cannot speak the rest, you may weep, I'll smite my breast. Grief preventing, and this stone, too small to be written, only this, a little boy, Willie, in Abram's bosom laid. That's probably the one. You did, and I appreciate it. No need to take time away from your stream. That's alright. You dig a small hole at the little boy ghost graves. Aha, you've uncovered a toy horse. You bend down, pick it up, and carry it with you. Open the door. Where has the ghost gone? Oh, there you are. Oh, that's new. You hear naughty giggling as a little boy ghost runs from the room. I was thinking this ghost, unlike all the others, seemed to be leading me somewhere. Like, they seem to have a very clear idea of where they wanted... They weren't just wandering the house, they seemed to have a clear idea of what direction they were going in. And it's unlocked a new room that we didn't have before. This is probably where we'll find the sheet music for the organ, I should think. The little boy ghost laughs and refuses to budge from his seat on top of the chest. It might help if he had a toy to play with. Give toy to ghost. You give the toy horse to the little boy ghost in the hopes that he will vanish like the others before him. For a moment you fear that he will not, as he takes time to examine it carefully. Suddenly he grins at you and in a twinkling disappears. After adjusting your eyes to the gloom, you soon see that you have stumbled upon the musty attic of the old house. The trapdoor in the floor is open, and from it a ladder leads down to the room below. Useless junk and boxes clutter the room. There is an interesting chest near the open trapdoor. Open chest. Look in chest. You peek into the open chest and find an old set of sheet music. You take the sheet music and carry it with you. Wonderful. Oh, it's funny in a way. We've gone from being very, very stuck and not making very much progress to suddenly a great deal of progress in a very short space of time. A flurry of progress, if you will. I'm sure it won't last long. I suppose that's mostly because they're giving me points every time I solve one of the ghost puzzles, and they're all of basically the same form. So once you've solved one, you already know the solution to the others effectively. I do wonder what the sheet music's gonna do though, because we're not doing this on behalf of any specific... Oh dear. Good thing I just saved. We're not doing it on the behalf of any particular ghost. Oh blimey, there's 2 columns to the inventory now. I didn't know it would do that. The animation is really good, isn't it? Like, I was looking at her, how Rosella made her way onto the ladder just then, and the way her dress drooped along the ground and so on, as she did so, and you could see it moving as she bent over to grab the first rung of the ladder. I mean, this is all pixels. Someone had to draw all of that by hand. I imagine it's not easy to make fabric that looks... I mean, I would say it's hyper-realistic or anything. It isn't. Oh, I did it again. But I imagine it's not easy to make... fabric look... flow in an even vaguely realistic manner when you're working at that sort of resolution. Here we go. See? Maybe I'm overthinking it. A most honourable inscription for Lord Coningsby, a valiant soldier. It's always a pleasure to see how Magnifica Games explore these classic narratives. I trust the helpful hints from chat are proving useful in overcoming the current obstacles. I notice that it's time for another ad break. As usual, I'll still be here to talk to if you either don't experience ad breaks or if you come back early. But what I think I will do is continue to try and climb these stairs during the ad break, because you probably don't want to... I'm guessing no one particularly has any desire to see me do that, so I'll get on with that, and I'll see you all in 3 minutes. What's unique about Omsk metro system? Find out when the ad ends in about 2 minutes. I don't know where Omsk is. It sounds Scandinavian if I had to guess. But that is a guess. Oh dear. I see, so the reason we don't fall off if we walk towards the camera here is because that's where the wall's supposed to be, I think. Yes. I'll sit, but that's as far as I'll get until the ad break ends, I guess. Sit. I'll examine the music while we're here, though. Sheet music. What's your fave animal? I don't really have favourites of anything. I do find it hard to pick favourites. Don't know how I would select. I've always been a fan of penguins, but also pandas. I think it's the formal looking colour scheme. I mean, domestic cats can be nice. Dogs, obviously. Trying to think of any other relevant animals. The Omsk Metro in Russia is an unfinished metro system of only one station, a total length of 0 kilometers. Huh. I like penguins too. Trying to think what other animals. I mean, there are obvious cute looking animals like axolotls or hippos. Hippos are extremely dangerous, incidentally. Don't go near a hippo in real life if you ever find yourself with that being a prospect. Tortoises can be lovely. I know it's difficult to choose, there are lots. Yeah. Play sheet music. You find it difficult to read the old sheet music, but you attempt it anyway. Why would it be difficult to play the old sheet music? Either it's legible or it isn't. I mean, as a real life analogue, you'd have to go a very, very long way back before sheet music itself wasn't understandable, so far as I'm aware. Because we've been using pretty much the same the same symbology for a few hundred years at least. I'm pretty sure throughout the Renaissance they were using sheet music as we'd recognise it. I could be wrong. What is this? A small drawer has opened in the organ. Look in drawer. Look in... Oh, that's what I did wrong. You see a skeleton key in the drawer. Take skeleton key. That must be how I get into the tomb. Imagine building that into the mechanism of the organ. So it also acts effectively as a combination lock. Still, that's good progress. What other animals are very nice? I should have the skeleton key, yeah. I do. Oh dear. Well, we survived. That's the important thing. So presumably we're done here. Just the tomb to go. And then presumably probably the last act of the game. Trying to get the talisman off of Lolotte. It says I'm not close enough, but it won't let me get closer. Oh, there we go. I think I was stuck on a plant or something. Unlock door. You place a skeleton key in the lock of the crypt door. Slowly you turn it. Click. It's unlocked. Into the crypt we go. Oh, it's a much smaller crypt than I expected. What an incredible place. So is this Pandora's crypt? This looks like an ancient burial tomb with hieroglyphics written on the walls and an old coffin against the far wall. A pile of ropes at the edge of the upper platform. You see an odd-looking little chest here. Must be Pandora's box. Oh, there. Take rope. You reach down and get the pile of rope. To your happy surprise, you find that the rope is actually a rope ladder attached to the end of the platform. Gladly, you throw the rope ladder over the edge of the platform where it falls to the floor. What makes me think this is going to go poorly? Climb down ladder. Is a mummy going to climb out of that coffin? Yep. The mummy runs from your powerful scarab. So I suppose it's as if the game thinks it might have been possible for me to get this far without the scarab. It's hard to imagine how I'd have done all that digging without getting caught by the zombies. Take box. Okay, this was a lot shorter than I was expecting. Was that Pandora that got out of the coffin? I really was expecting some more puzzles here, but I guess not. Look at coffin. The lid of the coffin is decorated with hieroglyphics. Yeah, the scarab is almost a key item. I assumed it was a key item. Climb up. I mean, I could open the coffin, but I know what's in there. It's just the mummy that attacked. That one. Open coffin. You don't want to do that. Where am I headed? Back to Lolotte's castle, isn't it? So this way. Oh, Lolotte's servants. Here we go. Off we go again. I suppose I could have tried to open Pandora's box, couldn't I? But I didn't. Isn't the only thing that's supposed to be left in Pandora's box hope, though? Lolotte smiles an evil smile. You know, she says, I've never asked you your name. What is it? You tell her, Rosella. Rosella, what a pretty name. You wonder what this is all about. You'll find out soon enough. Well, Rosella, Lolotte grins ominously, you've earned yourself a reward. My son Edgar has fallen in love with you. I wish him to be happy, and I give you the honour of being his wife and my daughter-in-law. Your heart turns, flips, and somersaults as you hear this. You'll be married first thing in the morning, she informs you. You will sleep in Edgar's room tonight while my son sleeps elsewhere. She motions to her men. Let us relieve you of your burdensome load before you retire. You are so shocked by this tragic turn of events that you hardly notice your possessions being taken away. To her men, Lolotte orders, escort our Rosella to her room. Well then. You are carrying nothing. You think to yourself, now what? Yeah, what can we see? Normally, this is Edgar's tower bedroom. Actually, for being in such an awesome castle, it's quite comfortable, but you're in no mood to care. Examine drawers. Is that a comb? No. Open drawers. It's private. Look under bed. Take sheets. Take blanket. Take bedclothes. Okay. Examine rug. A small rug lies on the floor by the bed. Take rug. Move rug. You now hear something at the door. What's this? Why, a beautiful red rose has been pushed under your door. You pick it up and carry it with you. Examine window. Did I look under the bed? Can I leave? Or am I stuck here? Open door. Unlock it first. Unlock door. I do indeed have a rose now. Examine rose. A little gold key is attached to the rose. Ah, I wondered if it would be something like that. Unlock door. I do have the key. Oh. Take key. You remove the little gold key from the red rose. Using the little gold key, you quickly unlock the door. Open door. I like the fact we could see a little bit of our foot from under the door. That was a nice detail. Oh my goodness. So nice of Edgar to give us the key to get out the door. The stairway and Twisty Path puzzles got a bit ridiculous by this point. Yep, I would agree with that. Oh, especially with them reversing the controls. So the direction that up and down do get the direction that you travel in with up and down get reversed. There we go, it just got reversed. The cutaway view is quite striking though, it is. What does cutaway mean in this context? I agree the view is very striking, but is that because they've effectively cut out parts of the scenery to let us see? They knew how to best demonstrate their 3D engine. Oh yes, I forgot they kept calling these 3D games. Cutaway, in that the view looks as if the wall's literally been cut away. Next time, be more careful. Yeah, when we saw this previously, I thought we were looking through holes in the wall. But obviously this is too large. Examine guard. Look. You're at the bottom of the west tower. A spiral of steps wind up the top. Examine man. The henchman is asleep. Okay. Sneak. So many guards doze off on duty in many works of fiction. That is so fortunate. I think I've got to do the stairs again. Do you think? Do you think that's how we do it? No reason to do that. Yeah, I think I've got to do the stairs again. The henchmen have taken your rose, you no longer have the gold key. It looks like you're destined to be Mrs. Edgar. Oh, is this before? Okay, this is before. We were given the key, which is fine. I think he may just be getting too close to him. I think you're right, but I think because of the way I fell off the stairs, it is impossible for me not to get too close to him. I think I'm stuck. Oops. Unlock door even, not unlock key. I agree. What's the point to give you a key? Do you mean why did Edgar do that? We don't know. Knowing the sort of writing this game has, the only thing I can think is maybe the implication is supposed to be that his mother is evil, but he isn't, even if he's not the most attractive gentleman, as I believe the game has tried to imply, because it's doing the old ugly people are evil, beautiful people are good trope from a lot of fairy tales. You know, like the evil stepmother and the ugly sisters. Progress. There's that raven again. This is a rather cheerless dining room. Eating here would not be a pleasant experience. I don't know, it looks quite grand. So we need the talisman to save Genesta, and then we need to get out of here. Genesta will presumably teleport us home. Good thing all the guards are asleep. Right, going south from here I think would be pointless. The door is locked. Okay, can't even do it. Actually, could I try using the same key? Unlock door. No. Examine throne. Currently, Lotto's ornate gilded throne is empty. Raven's smart. Indeed they are. I'm a bit concerned about a raven that is apparently the pet of Lolotte, though. Especially since Lolotte is a witch. You don't know who they could be or what they're capable of. It appears Rosella is currently unburdened by possessions. One trusts that the collective wisdom of Chet will soon guide her to the necessary item. I guess my only choice is to head up here. Which probably takes me to Lolotte's room. She's probably sleeping, and the puzzle is probably sneaking in there, taking the talisman key, and leaving without getting caught. If I had to guess. What am I looking at? Didn't even wake him. Is that a door? These stone tower steps can be very treacherous. Ah. Well, I found something there. So was that just bad? Oh. Knowing this game, was that just bad luck? Doesn't look like it. Looks like that'll always happen. So presumably I need some sort of disguise or something. Oh my goodness. You might think I'm very silly to keep getting those controls wrong, but as I say, the game keeps reversing the up and down buttons when I'm climbing these stairs for some reason. And it means they haven't become muscle memory as a result. Because they keep changing. Like they just did. Oh my goodness. I don't know why they can't just make it a consistent down is towards the camera and up is away from the camera. I know it's the game's fault. Wait, it is odd. Like, I don't understand why they made that decision. I don't understand what the rationale would have been. Now I seem to be having trouble even getting on the stairs. There we go. No! Oh, sorry, that's purely my fault. I meant to save. Here we go. Making progress. Okay. Open door, I guess. You're not close enough. Open door. Unlock it first. Unlock door. Using a little gold key, you quickly unlock the door. Oh, it's the same gold key for both rooms. That is unusual and interesting. I wonder why they have matching locks. So this is Lolotte's bedchamber. You question her taste in decorating, as the furniture is a bit on the gaudy side, and speaking of Lolotte, the old lady is sound asleep on her massive bed. Take talisman? I have to get a little closer. So is it on her? Take talisman. Oh dear. You foolishly wake Lolotte up. Viper! She screams as she quickly sits up, points a gnarled finger at you and zaps you into oblivion. This presents a problem. Take key. Oh. Open. Unlock door. Open door. Take key. No key in here then. I don't know what to suggest. I wonder if that guard really is RNG and you just got unlucky. That's what I'm thinking. There's a door with no door. Yeah, we've been through that way, and the problem is I just got caught by a guard every time. Which wasn't much good. Oh my goodness. There we go, I'm off the stairs. Now I see. Oh, looks like he is in fact always there. Did I check every room downstairs? I thought I did, but we can double check that. I wonder if something was in there. I did the stair thing again. Hold on. Only other thing I can think of is trying to sit on the throne. Take Raven. You wouldn't want it even if you could get it. Could this like... If I sit on the throne, will it like spin around? Nope. Revealing a hidden room. Wait, do both doors go the same place? Oh, interesting question. No, that'll be it. Thank you. You've discovered the castle's kitchen. Not a very pleasant kitchen, but a kitchen nevertheless. Against the back wall, 2 cabinets flank a cold stone fireplace. You see a long table under the one small window. Look at table. Nothing on the table interests you. Are my items in here? Bit of an odd place to put them, if they are. Why is there cyan stuff coming out of that pot? Look at the way they use cyan for shadows. Dark cyan and light cyan for reflections. Here are all your possessions. Take possessions. Oh, that's a jolly good bit of progress. Right. Silver flute, lantern, gold ball, witch's glass eye, obsidian scarab, peacock feather, small crown, cupid's bow, shovel, axe, fishing pole, skeleton key, board, magic fruit, sheet music, silver whistle, glass bottle, gold key, rose. A cat cookie would be pretty useful about now. Look in cabinet. The only thing I can think is putting the crown on her head to turn her into a frog. I could turn myself into a frog. To try and get past the guard. I don't know how they'd react to just a frog on the floor. No, 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 no. Nearly. Oh my, that was close. It was. Oops. Okay, wearing the crown isn't a good idea. What could I do? I have a silver flute. We never found out what the flute did we? We ended up trading a lute to get the flute. Does it put people to sleep? I wonder. Use the flute to trick the snake to get the magic fruit. Oh, I forgot about that. You're right. I did. Which items have I not used? So the flute I have used, the lantern I've used, the gold ball I used, that was on the frog. The witch's glass eye I was probably supposed to return. Obsidian scarab I've used, peacock feather I've used, small crown I've used, cupid's bow I've used. Doesn't mean I don't need to use it again though. Shovel I've used, axe I've used, fishing pole. Did I use the fishing pole? Yes, I got a fish, didn't I? Which I then gave to someone. Forgotten whom. Oh, it was the seagull, wasn't it? Later on in the game. Skeleton key I've used, board I've used, magic fruit is obviously a key item, I'm not giving that up. Sheet music I've used, silver whistle. I don't remember if I've used a silver whistle. Glass bottle doesn't appear to be anything. It's just a message in there that advertises other Sierra games. Gold key I've used. And then we've got the flower. The pelican, that was it, not a seagull. Yes, the gold ball was used for the frog that turns into a prince puzzle. Oh my goodness. I mean, my current thoughts is I could try shooting Lolotte with Cupid's bow in her sleep, because there's not much chance I'd miss, and then she'd presumably feel affection towards Rosella, which might be advantageous. Ravens like shiny things. This is true. You mean like the gold ball? Unlock door with gold key. Open door. I wasn't expecting the game to ask me which key I wanted to use. Well, I've two ideas. Put the crown on Lolotte, or you can't do that now, okay? And the other one is shoot Lolotte. You aim the golden arrow toward Lotte. You let go of the bow. Zing! A direct hit. Lotte sits straight up in bed, a look of agony upon her face. What did you do to me? She shrieks. I'm melting! Melting! No, wait. That's another story. Let's try again. It hurts! It hurts! Stop the pain! Stop it! You cringe as you watch the evil fairy die a painful death. What happened, you wonder? How could Cupid's arrow have done that? You thought that those arrows were harmless and contained only love. Wait, that must be it. Love! Lotte was so evil that when all that pure love entered her body, it acted as a poison to her system. In spite of yourself, you feel a sense of sweet revenge. That's interesting. In spite of yourself, so you don't like the idea of feeling revenge, but you do. As she breathes her last, Lotte manages to gasp, I don't know how, but I'll get you for this. Hey Negan, lovely to see you. This is a highlighted message. I just wasted 100 channel points. I wonder if I can give those back. I genuinely don't know. Let's find out. No. No is the answer. Twitch does not give me the power. Lovely to see you, Negan. I hope you're well. The Final Fantasy Negan, a Scottish streamer, enjoys RPGs, horror games, and Gran Turismo. They recently played Borderlands 3 and Silent Hill F. Backseat Gaming is welcome if requested. Please note this channel is for viewers aged 18 and over. A bright new day is dawning. Hang on. Edgar bows to you, acknowledging his evil mother's death. He begins to say, You may now walk freely about the castle, and suddenly begins to blush. Take talisman. I hope it's not too late for the good fairy. That bot is so accurate. So this is the Lotte's bedchamber. You question her taste in decor, as her furniture is a bit on the gaudy side. However, since the Lotte is now dead, it doesn't really matter anymore. Search if she carries something more. Okay. Search the Lotte. Lotte is quite dead now. You're very welcome for the shout out. So we were told we could walk freely around the castle now. Although they didn't. Technically, he didn't say we could leave. He just said we could walk around the castle freely. Still. Okay. They're bowing to me. So what else do I have to do here? Ah, that's where I got locked up before. Well, let's not go in there yet. How are you, Negan, anyway? There seems to be some sort of storage room. And guess what's stored here? Yes, Pandora's box and the magic hen. I'll definitely take those back. Take hen. What happened to the unicorn? Take box. Take Pandora's box. Take Pandora's box. There seems to be some sort of storage room. What did you come in here for? Can I open that chest? There's nothing of interest in the chest. Okay. Is that an exit or something on the wall? Doesn't appear to be an exit. Don't know that I needed to grab those items, but no reason to leave them there, I don't suppose. I don't suppose we'll find the unicorn in here, will we? I'm guessing not. No. Huh. Can we not properly enter this room anymore? Huh. I'm not sure if that's a bug or not. There's a closed door here. I think this is bugged. Yeah, it wasn't rendering the door for some reason. You found yourself in a horrible cell. It looks as if others have found their way here too. Hopefully you won't end up like them. I guess we leave? I'm still a little concerned about whatever happened to the unicorn, but otherwise we seem to be good. Make our way down slowly and carefully. Is Edgar going to be on the throne, do you think? Or do you think he's going to be outside riding the unicorn or something? Not there. With Velote gone, the first priority should be install railings. Indeed. Ah, that'll be where the unicorn is. Maybe the unicorn will help get me out of here quickly. Actually, before I go that way, just to satisfy my curiosity, what's to the east? Oh, just the path. Well, that's no good. That raven again. You in here, my unicorn friend? Look. You've entered Lotte's stable, and it looks like an ordinary stable at that. The poor unicorn has been imprisoned here. Open gate? Open door? Open gate? Free unicorn. Try opening the gate. I have been trying to open the gate. Where do you want me to be? Open gate. Rosella, you're standing in the way. Open gate. As soon as you open the gate, the splendid wild unicorn impatiently leaves its hated prison. It quickly trots out of the open stable door to freedom. How was that tiny little gate keeping that unicorn in place? If it really wanted to leave. Oh well. Unicorn freed. Now, admittedly, I did get the unicorn into that situation in the first place, so I won't hold it against the unicorn if it's not exactly happy with me. But hopefully all is forgiven. Now I could give that eye back if I wanted to. I think I've got the talisman. Yes, I do. Good to check though. It wouldn't be the first time that I don't have an item that I thought I had. What do we think? Do I give the eye back to the witches? I'm leaning towards no. Only because I have knowledge I wouldn't otherwise have. I happen to know that if you give the eye back from the last time I did it, they will still try to kill you. If I didn't have that knowledge, if I was role-playing, then I probably would give the eye back. Well, they did give you an excessively powerful item. Yeah, okay. But good point. What do we think? I think they deserve eternal blindness. Bit harsh. I just think it's too much of a danger to give it back to them. Right, presumably I need to make my way back to Genesta's island before, hopefully before, Genesta is no more. Hello, unicorn. The unicorn doesn't like us anymore. I don't blame them. We deserve that. They just kill you regardless. Yeah. One observes that Rosella has acquired a rose. It's always a pleasure to see the community's insights guiding her journey through these intricate puzzles. That last step was a doozy. And we're dead. Once I get past these tricky cliffs, I'll turn the game speed up so that we can speed walk our way to where we need to be. I think I fell again. Imagine being Rosella. You just walked through an entire castle to complete that part of the quest. And you have to swim across a channel to get to an island. I know. And hasn't rested, has she? Like, she hasn't slept in literally over a day. I mean, this is the same waking period since, for example, she was digging all those holes. No, and she spent all night digging, yeah. I don't think she's eaten or drunk either. Right, this should be a little faster. So yeah, I think you're right. I think she must be absolutely exhausted at this point. I was wondering where she was. Okay, good, good. Excellent, even. I mean, to be fair, she is also trying to save her father's life, and so I'm keeping an eye out for sharks and whales. And her only way back is through Genesta. She's 100% amped riding on pure. She's 100% amped riding on pure adrenaline. Just as tiny fairies guard the palace door. Let's put the speed back down, back to normal. Open door. Nearly there. Hopefully this is the talisman she was expecting. I mean, it's always plausible that it's a different talisman. No reaction, even though we're very close. Perhaps she needs to be touching the talisman? Genesta's tiny fairy helpers flit furiously about, trying to keep you from disturbing the dying fairy. Not a good idea. Give talisman to Genesta. You give the magic talisman to the dying fairy. Almost instantly, the colour returns to her cheeks and her green eyes begin to sparkle. She sits up in bed, stretches and smiles at you. Well done. Thank you. You have saved my life, Rosella, the beautiful fairy says gratefully. And you have saved Tamir from the persecution of Lolotte. We are deeply indebted to you. I want to go outside. I need to feel the warm sun on my face. Exuberantly, she... Okay. Suddenly, you find yourself outside. My little hen! Genesta suddenly exclaims. Wherever did you find her? You explain that the ogre had possession of her. Poor thing, she says. Well, at least she's back home now. I'm sure chickens love the beach. Now for you, Rosella, Genesta says. It's my turn to help you out. I'll return you to Daventry, and with the magic fruit you'll be able to save your father's life. But better hurry though, as he doesn't have much time left. I wonder if it's difficult sleeping in a standard bed with giant wings. Yes, you are very anxious to get home. But first, Genesta proclaims, let's replace those peasant clothes with your royal gown. Yes, of course, that's the most important thing at this juncture. With a twinkle in her eyes, Genesta announces there is someone else deserving of reward for his kindness and heroism. Is it the unicorn? Oh, Edgar, of course. You have a beautiful soul, Edgar, the fairy says to the ugly little man. You should look like what you are. Huh, that must be quite... blimey. This handsome hunk is Edgar? Rosella, he says, I love you. Will you marry me? Well, this is very sudden. You think about it. You think about it some more. Then... This must be quite the shock for him. I'm sorry, Edgar. You're very sweet, but I must immediately return home. Perhaps we'll meet again, you say. Well, Rosella, Genesta announces, it's time for you to go. Your father desperately needs you. Goodbye. I'll never forget you. Imagine if you did a fairy a good turn and then they suddenly said, oh hey, you should look like the way you truly are, and they just transform your appearance entirely. You give the healing fruit to your dying father and strongly urge him to take a bite, which he weakly does. How are you feeling, father? You excitedly ask him. Never felt better in my life, is his reply. What is in this fruit, anyway? He wonders. It's magic, father. And you tell your excited family of your adventure in Tamir, so they've not seen her for over 24 hours. I don't think you're through with this hat yet, you say. Your brother Alexander and your mother, Queen Valenice, readily agree. You've got too much life ahead of you. Is that indicating that the next game might be starring King Graham again? So all's well that ends well. Until next time. Goodbye. That's the author of the game, isn't it? Your secret code is... What do I do with a secret code? I'll write it down anyway. Well, there we go. I have a secret code, apparently. What you do with the secret code is... A secret! Hello, Tato. Lovely to see you. Is that it? Does he just stare at the camera now for all eternity? I think so, and I missed 7 points somewhere along the way. Which is fine. Blimey. What would you like to see me do now? I seem to have finished the game a little early. I could wrap up now, or I could start King's Quest V, or... I don't know. I could do a bit of Elden Ring. What would people like? I vote Elden Ring. Murto time? Elden Ring? Is that generally what we're feeling? Alright, let me get that sorted out then. So, update the stream information. There we go. Gonna need to close this game, obviously. Excellent. And get Elden Ring started. Let me split the recording, so I have 2 recordings to upload. If you're at the end, if you're watching this later, say on YouTube or anywhere else, and you've got to the end, thank you for watching all the way through. That's very humbling if you have, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever you're up to.